As I sat down in my first year dorm room, there was a loud knock on the door. 3 men proceeded to walk in. The leader ordered me to return the laptop that I had allegedly stolen from his house the weekend prior. I insisted that I did not take a laptop, and in fact, I hadn't even gone out that weekend. He explained that an individual of my complexion had been spotted running away from the house, laptop in hand. Somebody had identified this individual to be me. I'm gonna give you one last chance. If you don't give me back the laptop, things are gonna get pretty ugly, he warned. At that moment, I realized that the illusion of a safe space ceased to exist for me. In fact, it never even did to begin with. At that moment, I realized that I would be no safer in Lewiston, Maine than I had been in the Bronx. At that moment, I realized that much like some of those officers in some corners of America, all that this man saw was a criminal undeserving of due process. Yet how I wish that was the worst part of the story. My then roommates merely sat watching the events as they transpired. Perhaps they too were afraid, much like the bystanders all throughout this country in the face of injustice. I must admit that I could not have made it out of this moment without the help of my residence coordinator at the time and the help of campus security, who were able to defuse the situation. After this incident, I realized that I had a choice to make. I realized that this deliberate act was an attack on my person, and he sought to tell me that I could not belong at Bates. Hence, for some time shortly after, I internalized this concept and as a result made myself small. Over time, however, I worked on taking up space again. I was reminded by Dean Reese that I stand upon the shoulders of the likes of Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that meant something to me. I went on to have a fruitful 4 years at Bates, meeting individuals from all walks of life, playing sports, fighting for what I stand for, and getting to meet some pretty amazing people. I joined multiple boards, had the privilege and honor of leading some clubs, and yet as the memories of this difficult day loom over my head, I am reminded by the daily challenges that so many have to deal with in this country. And so I call upon my fellow members of the class of 2020 to not be bystanders in the face of injustice, and whenever possible, to fight for those who are unable to do so for themselves. My name is Koyabi Nbiba, and I am proud to be a member of the Bates class of 2020.